I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwayne Wade, you going too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have it figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything at 16 and fall in love with her. But it's be gone. How you gonna, like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his off, bro. Like, bro, for real. If he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his off, bro.
King Harris just can't escape the spotlight. And this time it's blinding. Every headline, every clip, every rumor seems to pull him right back into chaos. And this latest scandal? It's louder, crazier, and way more personal than anything before. Forget the Waffle House brawls, the reckless joyrides, or the court dates he ducked. None of that compares to what's unfolding now. This time it's coming from his own home. His baby mama allegedly dropped a tape that the internet instantly labeled a gay tape. And before anyone could even breathe long enough to figure out if it was real or fake, social media had already exploded like wildfire. One post turned into 10, 10 turned into hundreds.
With the T.I situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat.
Do you have any questions for me? I don't. You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
Your phone.
We're in the car.
You search you.
I'm not looking for phones, I'm looking for drugs and guns.
I am one of you niggas who have been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they goddamn show their paperwork and they is right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that.
But I'm gonna tell you like this, when I saw that, I think T.I fucking lying.
And just like that, the whole world had an opinion. See, this isn't coming out of nowhere. For years, whispers about King's sexuality have been drifting through the internet like smoke. Some people have been saying he looked a little fruity. Others claiming his baby was nothing but a cover-up move to shut people up. And now, with this so-called leak dropping, those same voices came running back, louder, meaner, and ready to drag him. Whether it's true or not doesn't even matter anymore. Because once the internet smells blood, it turns into a feeding frenzy. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, Boozie decided to jump right in. But instead of going straight for King, Boozie aimed his shots at T.I himself. That single move flipped everything. It stopped being gossip about King's private life and turned into a full-blown rap family feud. Suddenly, people online weren't just talking about the alleged tape. They were diving deep into the whole Harris family business.
Tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker that like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break down.
I need that at the
Paternity rumors, gangster cosplay, King's wild meltdowns, and even Boozie's long-standing beef with T.I. It all got dragged right back into the mix. Now the spotlight isn't just on King, it's burning through everyone around him. Long before this tape even dropped, people had already been side-eyeing his situation with his baby mama. From the second she announced that pregnancy, fans didn't buy it one bit. The first red flag they pointed out? Her age. She's older than him. And the internet wasted no time saying, "Girl, you knew what you were doing." Videos of King holding the baby, standing next to her, flooded the internet. But instead of shutting the haters up, it just made things worse. Comment sections got uglier, and that's when the money talk kicked in. People started saying she only had that baby to lock in the Harris bag.
With the T.I situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat.
That she saw the fame, the legacy, the dollar signs tied to the name, and decided to secure her spot by getting pregnant. True or not, it didn't matter. Rumors travel faster than the truth ever will. When that baby was finally born, people didn't calm down. They turned up even more. They started saying the baby didn't even look like King, mocking him like he was just playing grown man for the cameras. King wasn't about to stay silent though. He jumped online defending himself, posting side-by-side pics saying, "Y'all can't tell me this ain't mine." But the internet wouldn't let up.
Yeah. King of hell. Yes, yo, that's my baby. That's my baby. Get it?
The more he pushed, the louder they laughed. And here's the real twist. This wasn't just about paternity anymore. It was about pride, legacy, and the kind of secrets that can tear a family name apart. Because those same fans have been whispering for years that King's been hiding something about his sexuality. And when his baby mama got pregnant, the internet didn't waste a second twisting that story into something wild. They said, oh, he's just trying to prove something. Fast forward to now, with this alleged tape hitting the web, and those same voices came crawling back out, pulling up old receipts saying, see? This was the plan all along. He used the baby to silence the rumors. That's how wild it got. Instead of ending the gossip, the whole situation made it explode even bigger. But let's keep it real. This ain't the first time people accused King of being fake. For years, critics have been calling him out for cosplaying the gangster lifestyle he never really lived. They say he talks tough, jumps into beefs, flashes aggression like he's from the trenches. But everyone knows he's T.I and Tiny's son. He grew up around money, comfort, and fame, not the struggle. Most of his childhood was spent chilling at his grandma's house, not surviving in the streets. And there's nothing wrong with that, except when you try to act like something you're not.
So what I'm saying is, they wasn't
talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, Shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant.
I live my dream. You know, we'll go to the house for like a weekend and say, hey, you shoot me, babe. We leave out at the house. Come get me to my grandma's house. Right after we done, when the film go off.
I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
Every time King hops online talking tough or claiming hood status, the comments go wild. People flood the posts with "be serious" and "stop the act." It's like they see right through him. They say he's forcing an image that just doesn't fit, and every attempt to prove it only makes him look more lost. King's not just fighting one battle, he's juggling two. On one hand, he's trying to prove he's a man, a father, and his own person. On the other, he's trying to convince the world he's a real street figure. Someone hardened, respected, feared. But instead of building respect, the act just adds pressure. And that pressure? It's breaking him down in public. That spiral hit full meltdown mode when the Waffle House video blew up online. King was caught on camera screaming at employees, getting aggressive over fast food, like he had something to prove. The internet couldn't believe what they were watching. T.I and Tiny's son, yelling, threatening, acting wild over a meal. It looked bad, real bad. Even T.I himself couldn't stay silent. He went live the next day, shaking his head, saying he couldn't understand why his son would stoop so low, arguing with a cook like that. He admitted he and King's uncles tried talking sense into him, reminding him he's living a dream life that most people could only imagine. But King wasn't listening. Clearly that advice went in one ear and out the other, because not long after, things got even worse. In 2024, King got pulled over in Georgia after nearly hitting a squad car leaving a gas station. Cops said they smelled weed inside his BMW, spotted a gun on his hip, and when they ran his name, boom, a warrant popped up from 2022. That old case was no small thing either. It involved speeding, driving with a suspended license, and even a DUI. He'd been supposed to appear in court but skipped it, which is why that warrant was still haunting him. When they cuffed him up, the whole thing was caught on video. And of course, it leaked. The internet saw him in cuffs being taken straight to county jail, and fans lost it. King might have looked calm in the footage, but everyone else wasn't. To the internet, this wasn't a random arrest, it was proof. Proof that his life was spinning out of control. And when you mix that with the new tape rumors, the paternity drama, and his never-ending...
Well, I mean, of course I spoke to my son. You know, me and his uncles. You know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with the short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. Now, I had to explain to him that, you know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know, people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your life. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life.
Gangster act. People started saying everything he's doing. The baby, the fights, the attitude. It's all just a distraction from something deeper he's trying to hide. That's when Boozie jumped in. And from that moment, things went from bad to absolute chaos. Instead of clowning King directly, he took a slick shot straight at T.I., dropping shady comments about his parenting that had everyone gasping. Fans instantly caught it. That wasn't a random diss. It was a calculated jab meant to sting. It wasn't just about King's scandal anymore. This was Boozie using the moment to humiliate T.I. in front of the whole world. Boozie stepping into King's mess wasn't just gossip, it was chess. Every move had history behind it, and anyone who's followed these two knew this wasn't their first round of tension. Boozie has a long track record of saying bold, controversial things, especially when it comes to sexuality. This is the same man who once had to issue a public apology to his own daughter, Iviona, after he made homophobic comments that caused a massive backlash online. He eventually went live on Instagram saying he was sorry, but let's be real, most people didn't buy it. They believed he meant every word the first time. So when Boozie decided to insert himself into King's scandal, social media instantly called him out for being a hypocrite. Comments flooded timelines like, "How you clowning someone else's kid when your own family got drama?" It felt less like a joke and more like a personal shot at T.I. himself. And here's the crazy part. Boozie's own life ain't exactly smooth right now either. He just took a plea deal on federal gun charges, and depending on how the system plays out, he could be facing some serious time behind bars. So why would a man with that kind of heat on his back spend his time trolling King Harris? Because this wasn't about clout or views. This was personal revenge, a grudge that's been simmering for years, ever since T.I. and Boozie first clashed publicly. To understand why Boozie couldn't resist stirring the pot, you gotta rewind to where this all began. It started when Boozie opened his mouth about Dwayne Wade's daughter, Zaya, after she came out as transgender. He made harsh, insensitive comments that the internet immediately labeled transphobic. And one of the loudest voices checking him? None other than T.I. himself. Tip jumped straight on Instagram, telling Boozie to mind his business and stop worrying about another man's kids. That call-out hit deep and planted a seed of resentment that never went away. Boozie didn't take that lightly. Not long after, he fired back accusing T.I. of being a snitch in his old federal gun case, a low blow that struck a nerve. T.I. wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back, making it clear that nobody was going to disrespect his name or his family, and that he wasn't scared to go head-to-head with Boozie on or off the mic. From there, things spiraled quick. That summer, Boozie started criticizing T.I.'s parenting again. This time over the moment, T.I. admitted he once accompanied his daughter to the gynecologist, something that sparked massive public outrage. Boozie jumped at the opportunity to bash him, calling the move controlling, while T.I. clapped back saying Boozie was the last person who should be handing out parenting advice. At that point, it wasn't just rap talk anymore. It got personal. Their words turned from slick jabs to full-on verbal attacks about family credibility and fatherhood. The beef stopped sounding like two rappers trading bars and started feeling like two grown men throwing shots from pride and pain. For a brief moment, it looked like they called a truce. Both went online claiming they'd squashed whatever drama existed, that it was all love, no smoke. But peace didn't last long. By 2023, the tension was back and louder than ever. This time, Boozie accused T.I. of not standing up for him during his legal troubles, basically saying Tip went ghost when he needed him most. T.I. wasn't holding back. He fired right back saying, "I'm not babysitting nobody." He made it clear he had no obligation to defend someone who spent years publicly disrespecting him. That's when everyone realized this wasn't about music, headlines, or fame. This was personal history, old pride, and bad blood bubbling back to the surface. And now, with King caught in the middle, Boozie didn't just revive the feud. He poured gasoline on it for the whole world to watch. Boozie had a grudge, a deep one, and every chance he got, he was gonna jab at T.I. So when the King Harris scandal exploded, the timing couldn't have been better for him. This wasn't just Boozie laughing for fun. No, he saw an opening, a golden opportunity to publicly embarrass T.I while using King as the punchline. With King caught up in internet chaos, Boozie slid right in, ready to twist the knife in front of millions. That's why the internet instantly recognized it. This wasn't about King, it was a straight shot at Tip. And trust me, the people ate it up. The moment Boozie said something, the trolls came crawling out like it was open season. Comment sections turned into digital battlegrounds. Some of the things said were so cold they made people cringe. One person wrote, "He was always weird looking to me. Too bad he took after Tiny and not T.I." That line alone cut deep, because folks have been mocking King's looks since he was a kid. But the internet didn't stop there. They went all in. Memes started flying everywhere, comparing him to Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons, posting side-by-side photos, laughing like it was comedy night. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all flooded with jokes and shade. But the one comment that really crossed the line and lit the whole situation on fire was when someone said, "King about to be queen." That line didn't just clown him, it reignited all those old conversations about his identity. It poured gasoline on a fire that was already burning out of control. Suddenly, the story wasn't about a leaked tape anymore. It turned into a full-blown discussion about King's entire existence. His name, his choices, his image, everything became a target again. And that's what made this whole mess so dark. It exposed how no matter what King does, having a baby, acting tough, wilding out in public.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any of my questions or make any statements. So my question to you is, I found just a non-felony in that ashtray in the back, as well as in that basketball sleeve. So I'm gonna go over here and talk to these guys, and someone has to get charged with it. It's not you?
No, I'm not talking.
You're not gonna talk to me? I gotcha. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
Your car.
We're in the car.
You search you.
I'm not looking for phones, I'm looking for drugs and guns.
Ask me over my phone.
What kind of phone is it?
What color is your phone?
It's a clear case on it.
I am one of you niggas who have been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they goddamn show their paperwork and they is right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that. See, most of you motherfuckers ain't never been in no trouble. Motherfuckers ain't never been nowhere. Anybody tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker that like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break down yet. Matter of fact, I come out smelling too good, the way you niggas think something wrong.
The internet always flips it into something else. Every time he tries to prove himself, people twist it into another punchline. And now, with Boozie stirring the pot, the whole conversation shifted from gossip about King to something way deeper, something personal, political, and messy. It became less about King's drama and more about T.I.'s legacy. Suddenly, the internet wasn't just talking about a scandal. They were talking about parenting. They started asking if T.I. failed as a father. They were digging into his family, questioning his influence, and dragging up the years-long feud between Tip and Boozie. Think about it. T.I. has spent years protecting his image, standing up for his family, trying to hold everything together under the bright, unforgiving spotlight. And now, his son's caught in a viral scandal that gives one of his oldest rivals the perfect setup to clown him publicly. For Boozie, this wasn't about King's reputation at all. It was about revenge, about getting the last laugh on Tip after years of tension. And the internet? They turned it into a circus. They started resurfacing old interviews, ancient tweets, and clips from past beefs between Boozie and T.I., piecing it all together like some reality show drama. Suddenly, King wasn't the main villain or victim. He was the pawn, the face of a much bigger game being played behind the scenes by two grown men with pride, ego, and history. That's where it got truly twisted, because King himself seems trapped right in the middle. On one side, he's dealing with non-stop trolling, nasty paternity rumors, and never-ending speculation about his sexuality. On the other, his name is being used as ammo in a war between his father and Boozie, a feud that's not even his to fight. Every mistake he makes, every rumor that drops, every emotional moment caught on camera, it all becomes content. It all becomes proof that people twist however they want. And instead of just hurting King, it adds pressure on T.I too. To the internet, this isn't just about a young man's choices. It's about a father's legacy, about whether T.I failed to guide his son or simply couldn't control the chaos around him. That's why this scandal hit different. It wasn't just about humiliating King Harris. It was engineered to humiliate T.I himself. Because by the time this alleged tape started circulating, King Harris wasn't just a wild kid caught up in internet drama anymore. He became the symbol of a family under fire, the son whose every move could be used to take down his father's crown. Mistakes stopped being just mistakes for King Harris. They turned him into a walking headline. Every move he makes, every word he says, gets dissected, twisted, and turned into another scandal for the internet to feed on. And the craziest part? The internet never forgets. They drag out every rumor, every bad moment, every clip from years. Ego just to build this story of a kid spiraling out of control. But what's really happening runs way deeper. It's not just chaos. It's a collision of image, legacy, and pressure. King's been fighting to prove so many things at once. That he's a man, a father, and a street figure. But all those worlds keep crashing together and blowing up right in his face. The more he tries to prove himself, the more people twist his actions into proof that he's faking everything. And when the trolls see him slip, they don't just laugh, they feast. Take the infamous Waffle House fight, for example. What started as a random late-night argument turned into a viral circus overnight. That clip was everywhere. Memes, reaction videos, podcast debates, you name it. Instead of seeing a frustrated young man losing his temper, the internet labeled him as a wannabe gangster, saying he was just cosplaying street life for clout. Then came the arrest footage, calm or not, being cuffed with weed smoke in the car, and a gun on your hip? That was all the internet needed to build their favorite narrative. That King's trying too hard to be something he's not. And when you're T.I and Tiny's son, privilege becomes your biggest enemy online. People don't just see your mistakes, they turn them into proof of fraud. Once the internet decides you're faking, every move you make gets magnified 10 times over. And for King, every attempt to clap back has only made things worse. When he went online proudly calling his baby his twin, trying to shut down the paternity rumors, trolls flipped it instantly, saying he was overcompensating. When he bragged about being tough, people threw his upbringing back in his face, mocking him for acting like he came from the trenches when he grew up in mansions. Even when he stayed quiet after his arrest, people spun that silence into a new headline, saying, "He's hiding something." It's like no matter what King does, the internet already has the next angle waiting to drop. That's the trap celebrity kids fall into. Every choice they make is either mocked, doubted, or twisted to fit a narrative that never dies. But here's where things hit even harder. The way Boozie flipped King's situation into a weapon against T.I shows just how ruthless rap politics can get. Instead of letting King handle his own mess, Boozie saw an opening, a way to reignite an old feud that's been simmering for years. From parenting jabs to snitch accusations, that beef has lived through every era, and now King's scandal gave Boozie a fresh stage to perform on. And of course, the internet couldn't resist. Every slick comment Boozie dropped got reposted, dissected, remixed, and turned into viral sound bites. Not because people actually cared about King, but because they love seeing two rap heavyweights indirectly going at it again. It's like watching a rap soap opera unfold in real time. That's the saddest part. King isn't just fighting off trolls anymore. He's stuck in the crossfire of a war that existed long before he was even old enough to understand it. The internet isn't just questioning his identity or his choices. They're using him as a pawn to judge T.I.'s success or failure. As a father, and for Tip, a man who's built his entire brand around family hustle, respect, and legacy. Watching his son turned into a viral punchline cuts deep. This isn't just about a rumor anymore. This is about image, reputation, and pride. Boozie's shade stings not because it's funny, but because it hits where it hurts most. At T.I.'s foundation as a man, a father, and a leader. Whether that tape turns out to be real, fake, or just an elaborate internet hoax almost doesn't matter anymore. Because the damage is done. The whispers about paternity, the speculation about sexuality, the clips of him losing his temper. They've all been woven into one giant narrative that the world refuses to let go of. And now, King Harris isn't just fighting for his own reputation. He's fighting against an entire system of gossip, legacy, and online judgment that's been waiting for him to fall since the moment he was born. The rumors, the speculation, the gangster cosplay, all the accusations and chaos have now merged into one massive, unstoppable internet narrative that's not dying down anytime soon. King Harris has officially become the face of messy celebrity drama, where every private detail of your life gets twisted, flipped, and used against not just you, but everyone connected to your name. Unless he finds a way to take control of his own story, every move he makes will just keep feeding the beast. The internet is a savage place, and when you're the child of hip-hop royalty, the judgment cuts even deeper. King wanted to be seen as grown, tough, and independent, his own man. But instead, he's caught in a never-ending game of scrutiny, where the trolls, the blogs, and even other rappers decide who he is before he even opens his mouth. Every clip, every headline, every rumor becomes part of a larger machine built to keep him in chaos. And with Boozie still refusing to back off his feud with T.I, that chaos isn't slowing down. It's only getting worse. Right now, it feels like King's identity, T.I.'s legacy, and Boozie's long-standing grudge have all collided in one giant storm that keeps spinning out of control. It's not just celebrity drama anymore. It's rap politics, generational pride, and public humiliation all tangled into one viral mess. Because at the end of the day, this was never just about a tape or a rumor. It's about power, pride, and image. The internet feeds off destruction, and King Harris has given them a buffet to feast on. His baby mama drama, the fights, the arrests, the family tension, his father's beefs. It's all one giant spectacle that keeps the world entertained, while tearing his reputation apart. And the real question isn't whether the tape was real or fake. It's whether King can survive this storm without letting it define him forever. Can he flip the chaos into control? Or will the noise drown him out completely? Because make no mistake, the trolls are waiting. The blogs are refreshing their feeds. And every time King slips, every tiny misstep, it'll be broadcast louder than ever. This moment, right here, right now, is his test. The whole world is watching, and the ball is in King's court. Either he takes control of his narrative, stands on his name, and proves he's more than the gossip, or he lets the internet keep scripting his downfall one scandal at a time. But one thing's crystal clear. The internet isn't letting go anytime soon. And with Boozie's grudge still simmering and T.I.'s reputation hanging in the balance, this story is far from over. In fact, it's just heating up. The tension, the shade, the legacy, it's all building towards something even bigger. So buckle up, because we're not done watching this unfold. King Harris's story isn't ending here. It's only getting started, and the next chapter could change everything. If you're locked in with me on this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think King can bounce back, or is this the point of no return for the Harris family? Hit that bell icon so you never miss another update, because we're diving deep into the stories the industry doesn't want you to know.
I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be.